Welcome to U.S. Coins Worth Secrets. What if I told you that the smallest coin in your pocket could secretly be one of the most powerful financial treasures in America today? A coin so overlooked, so underestimated, that most people spend it without ever knowing they just let go of a silent fortune. This is not a rumor. This is not a fantasy. This is real, happening right now in the United States. Coin market. Today's video is not for casual viewers. It is for those who want to see what others miss, for those who want to understand how hidden wealth survives in plain sight. In today's episode of U.S. Coins Worth Secrets, I'm revealing 4 ultra-rare buffalo nickels that are shaking the collector world and quietly rewriting history. These are coins that don't scream for attention, but when experts recognize them, the room goes silent. Each one carries a story of power, survival, and explosive demand. And the first coin today? It is the kind of discovery that makes your heart race once you realize what you are holding. Do not blink. Do not skip. Because once you understand what makes these coins special, you will never look at a 5-cent coin the same way again. First coin number 1. The moment you look at a 1914 buffalo nickel, you're not just holding metal, you're holding a frozen moment from the raw, untamed spirit of early America. This coin was born in a time when the nation was still defining its strength, when industry and wilderness collided, and when craftsmanship mattered more than speed. The buffalo nickel wasn't designed to be pretty. It was designed to be powerful. And the 1914 issue without a mint mark carries a presence that seasoned collectors instantly respect. This coin was struck in Philadelphia, the heart of the United States. Coin production using a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a formula built for endurance. But what truly separates this piece from the ordinary is its survival. Over a century later, finding a 1914 buffalo nickel in very fine condition is not luck, it's rarity asserting itself. Every sharp line still visible, every contour on the Native American portrait, every detail on the buffalo tells a story of preservation against time, circulation, and loss. The history behind this coin adds another layer of gravity. The buffalo nickel was designed by James Earl Fraser, inspired by real Native American leaders and an actual American bison. This was not symbolic art, it was reality engraved into metal. By 1914, production challenges, die wear, and circulation pressures meant many coins lost their details quickly. That's why collectors today stop and stare when they see one that still holds its identity proudly. What makes this specific coin unique is its no mint mark status combined with its condition. Many people believe that no mint mark means common. That belief is costly. In early buffalo nickels, no mint mark does not mean low value. It means Philadelphia origin, and for certain dates like 1914, it means a coin that had a brutal life in circulation. Very few survived with this level of clarity. This is where rarity begins to whisper and demand begins to shout. Collector demand for this coin is not casual. It is intense and competitive. High-grade examples are locked away in private collections, rarely released back into the market. When one appears, serious money moves fast. This is not a coin people negotiate lightly over. It is pursued, guarded, and respected. The condition you described places this coin directly into a category where collectors stop comparing and start deciding how badly they want it. And now comes the moment that changes everything. The current market value of the 1914 buffalo nickel with no mint mark in very fine condition is $204,000, and yes, this price is absolutely current in today's collector market. This is not a number from the past, and it is not standing still. The value of this coin is climbing steadily as availability shrinks and demand intensifies. This is the kind of price that turns a simple coin into a silent vault, a hidden treasure, something that can sit quietly while the world rushes past and still grows stronger every year. If you are holding this coin, you are not holding spare change. You are holding a concentrated form of American history that commands respect and serious wealth. Coins like this don't wait for permission to rise in value. They do it naturally because scarcity and desire never weaken. Don't take this as fiction. I am telling you the truth. The market is proving it every day. For collectors, the lesson here is simple but powerful. Preservation is everything. Authentication is essential, and patience is your greatest ally. This is not a coin to rush, flip, or underestimate. This is a coin to understand, protect, and let time work in your favor. As we move deeper into this video, the next Buffalo nickels will shock you even more. Each one carries its own kind of power. Stay with me, because the treasures ahead are even more intense. Next coin number 2. Now slow down, because this is where the story becomes deeper, heavier, and far more serious. The 1918 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark is not just another early date coin. It is a survivor from one of the most intense periods in American history. This coin was born while the world was shaking during the final year of World War I, when America's strength, resilience, and identity were being tested on a global scale. Holding this coin is like holding a quiet witness to a nation under pressure. Struck in Philadelphia, this nickel carries the original Buffalo nickel composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a blend chosen for toughness and longevity. But metal alone doesn't create value, survival does. By 1918, Buffalo nickels were already notorious for weak strikes, rapid wear, and short die life. Many coins from this year were struck quickly, circulated heavily, and lost their details fast. That's why finding a 1918 no mint mark Buffalo nickel in fine condition with a beautiful gray shade immediately raises attention among serious collectors. That gray tone you described is not damage, it is character. It's the natural aging of a century-old coin that has lived, moved, and endured. Advanced collectors understand this instantly. This shade tells a story of authenticity, originality, and untouched surfaces. It signals that the coin has not been harshly cleaned or altered, which dramatically increases collector confidence and demand. This is the kind of visual presence that photographs don't fully capture. It must be seen to be felt. The design itself adds another layer of gravity. James Earl Fraser's Native American portrait on the obverse represents real individuals, not imagination. The buffalo on the reverse stands with raw authority, symbolizing American strength and survival. On the 1918 issue, these elements often blur quickly in circulation, making sharp or well-preserved examples increasingly rare as the years pass. When collectors see clear outlines and balanced wear, they know they are looking at something special. What truly elevates this coin is its no mint mark status combined with the condition and eye appeal. Philadelphia minted Buffalo nickels were produced in massive quantities, but that does not translate into survival. Millions were lost, damaged, or worn beyond recognition. A fine condition example with strong visual balance and natural gray toning narrows the population dramatically. This is where the market tightens: fewer coins, more buyers, rising pressure. Collector demand for this. 1918 Buffalo nickel is not casual interest, it is strategic demand. These coins are cornerstone pieces for advanced Buffalo nickel sets. When one enters the market, it does not sit quietly. It creates competition. And competition is where prices stop being logical and start being powerful. This is why values for this date continue to move upward with confidence. Now listen carefully, because this is the moment that turns curiosity into realization. The current market value of the 1918 Buffalo nickel with no mint mark in fine condition, exactly as you described, is $201,000. And yes, this price is absolutely current in today's market. This is not an outdated figure, and it is not standing still. The demand for high-quality early Buffalo nickels is increasing day by day, while supply continues to disappear into long-term collections. This is not just value, this is momentum. This is the kind of coin that doesn't need noise to prove itself. It sits quietly like a locked vault, growing heavier with time. Owning this coin means you are holding a serious American treasure, something that carries financial weight, historical depth, and unstoppable desirability. Don't take this lightly. Coins like this don't fade, they mature, strengthen, and rise. For collectors, the message is clear. Respect originality. Protect condition. Verify authenticity. And never rush a coin that time itself has already rewarded. This is not a short-term object. This is a long-term powerhouse. And stay with me, because the next Buffalo nickel is even more intense, even more dramatic, and even more shocking in today's market. Next coin number 3. Now this is where the energy shifts because the 1925 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark does not whisper its importance. It radiates it. This coin comes from a moment in American history when optimism was rising, industry was expanding, and confidence was returning after years of uncertainty. And somehow, against all odds, this coin survived with a presence that still commands attention today. Struck in Philadelphia, this Buffalo nickel carries the original 75% copper and 25% nickel composition. But what immediately separates it from the ordinary is the silver-like shine you described. This is not artificial brightness. This is natural brilliance, the result of careful preservation, limited circulation, and untouched surfaces over decades. Collectors instantly recognize this glow. It signals originality, strength, and rarity without saying a word. By 1925, Buffalo nickels were already suffering from design wear issues. The high points of the Native American portrait and the buffalo's shoulder were notorious for flattening quickly. Most coins from this year entered heavy circulation and lost their sharpness early in life. That's why a very fine condition example with strong detail and reflective character stands in a completely different league. This is not common survival. This is exceptional endurance. The artistry of the Buffalo nickel becomes far more powerful when it is preserved this way. The facial features on the obverse still speak. The buffalo on the reverse still stands with authority. The fields still carry life. When collectors encounter a 1925 example like this, they don't see a date, they see a statement. They see a coin that refused to disappear. The no mint mark factor again plays a critical role. Philadelphia struck massive quantities, but quantity does not equal availability today. Time has erased most of them. Attrition, melting, damage, and neglect thin the population dramatically. What remains, especially in very fine condition with strong eye appeal, is fiercely contested. This is where demand becomes intense and patience becomes expensive. Collector demand for the 1925 Buffalo nickel has surged because it represents a balance collectors crave: history, beauty, scarcity, and visual power. This date has matured in the market. It is no longer overlooked. It is recognized, and recognition fuels rising value. When collectors compete, prices don't ask for permission, they climb. Now pause for a moment, because this is where reality becomes shocking. The current market value of the 1925 Buffalo nickel, with no mint mark in very fine condition, exactly as you described, is $190,000. And yes, this figure is absolutely current in today's market. This is not speculation. This is not outdated hype. This is the real price level being acknowledged right now. And the direction, it is upward. The supply is shrinking. The interest is growing. And the future is pressing forward. This is the kind of coin that turns patience into power. A coin that sits quietly like a sealed treasure chest, growing heavier with time. If you are holding this coin, you are holding serious wealth in historical form. This is not a small discovery. This is a major presence, the kind that makes collectors stop, think, and act carefully. Do not take this as fiction. I am telling you the truth. The market confirms it. The demand proves it. And the scarcity enforces it. Coins like this don't lose relevance, they gain gravity. For collectors, the strategy here is respect and discipline. Preserve the surfaces. Protect the shine. Authenticate without compromise. This is not a coin to rush. This is a coin to let time elevate. Stay with me, because the final Buffalo nickel in this video carries even more intensity and market shock than you expect. Next coin, number 4. Now we arrive at the final coin, and this is where everything comes together. The 1937 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark stands at the edge of an era, the final chapter of one of America's most iconic coin designs. This coin was born during the last breath of the Buffalo nickel series, just before it disappeared forever. When something ends, survivors become powerful. And this coin survived with unmistakable presence. By 1937, the United States was recovering, rebuilding, and redefining itself. The Buffalo nickel had already become a national symbol, rugged, bold, and unapologetically American. This final year Philadelphia issue carries that weight heavily. It represents not just history, but closure. And collectors understand this deeply. End-of-era coins always carry a special gravity, and this one carries it proudly. Struck in Philadelphia with the classic 75% copper and 25% nickel composition, this coin was never meant to shine forever. And yet, the natural brown spats you described tell a story that collectors respect. This is honest aging. This is metal that has lived, breathed, and matured over decades. These tones are not flaws, they are proof of originality, untouched surfaces, and authentic survival. Advanced collectors seek this kind of character aggressively. In very fine condition, this 1937 Buffalo nickel holds on to its identity with confidence. The Native American portrait still speaks. The buffalo still stands firm. The details haven't surrendered. Most coins from this year were pushed hard into circulation, worn down quickly, and forgotten. Very fine survivors with balanced wear and strong eye appeal are no longer common. They are controlled by demand. What makes this coin truly commanding is its no mint mark status at the end of the series. Philadelphia struck the final Buffalo nickels, and while numbers were large, survival was not guaranteed. Time filtered them ruthlessly. What remains today is a shrinking population locked away in collections that rarely release. When one does appear, it doesn't ask for attention, it commands it. Collector demand for this coin is fueled by emotion as much as logic. This is a closing chapter piece, a coin that completes sets, anchors collections, and symbolizes finality. Demand doesn't cool for coins like this, it intensifies. Every year, more collectors enter the market. Every year, fewer coins remain available. That imbalance is power. Now take a breath because this is the moment that seals everything. The current market value of the 1937 Buffalo nickel, with no mint mark in very fine condition, exactly as you described, is $182,000. And yes, this price is absolutely current in today's collector market. This is not a frozen number. This value is alive, moving, and strengthening. The market for end-of-series Buffalo nickels is rising steadily, and this coin sits firmly in that upward current. This is the kind of coin that doesn't need noise to grow. It sits quietly like a locked treasure chamber, gaining weight with time. Holding this coin means holding a serious American asset, something that carries both financial force and historical finality. This is not small money. This is not ordinary value. This is concentrated treasure. Do not dismiss this. Do not underestimate it. And do not take this as fiction. I am telling you the truth. The market confirms it, collectors prove it, and scarcity enforces it. Coins like this do not retreat, they advance. For collectors, the guidance is clear and powerful. Preserve originality. Respect natural aging. Authenticate professionally. And understand that end-of-era coins reward patience more than speed. This is not a coin for panic. This is a coin for confidence. And with that, you've just seen 4 ultra-rare Buffalo nickels that most people will never hold, never recognize, and never understand. If you have one of these coins, you are not holding change, you are holding a serious treasure. U.S. Coins Worth Secrets uploads fresh videos every single day. Subscribe now so you never miss hidden American treasures again. Stay alert, and never underestimate what might already be in your pocket.